Hello everyone, and welcome to a fresh serving of hot chips.
Woo!
We're coming to you live. It's not live, it's
live.
YouTube. But we're in Las Vegas, and we have just spent the week at E3. Doing a lot of Leaping Tiger stuff there, but now is time for your hot chips wrap up.
Yes.
For our first serving,
Yes.
I thought we could talk about Amy, because it's interesting, me and Amy haven't even really had the chance to talk about the stuff we saw or what we thought so much. So this will be a kind of new territory for us as well. So I thought we could start by talking about the conferences.
Okay.
And I want to start with something that was probably the most interesting out of all the conferences, I thought, and it was...
Can I stop you for a second?
Yeah.
So we're talking about the conferences that we went to.
Yes.
Right? Not the ones that we just watched streaming.
Right.
Just in case anyone was like, why did you not talk about EA? We weren't invited. We also weren't invited to Ubisoft.
Yeah.
So, cool.
So what I thought, one of the most interesting things that came out of these press conferences, to me, at least anyway, was Xbox. And they seem to have changed their direction, it seemed to me.
It kind of always seems like to me that Xbox, I'm tired. Xbox doesn't actually know what its direction is, and like it kind of just flip-flops all the time, and yeah, doesn't have a clear path.
Well, I think this is like, so basically what happened is they came out and they announced two new consoles, a cheaper, better version of the current Xbox One, and also teased a new Extreme console.
Like a 4K.
Yeah, well they're both 4K,
presumably.
the newer one, the small one's 4K as well.
Oh right, so is the Scorpio one the one where you can kind of it's much more like a Steam machine, like you can upgrade certain aspects of it?
It just seems to be a really super powered computer console type thing.
Right.
So that's all good, two new consoles, yay. But at the same time, they've come out and they no longer refer to Xbox as consoles.
Right.
Xbox now to Xbox, so the Xbox brand is more about Xbox Live.
Yes.
And the fact that it's not about these boxes so much as it is about this whole ecosystem they have that's on console or on tablet or on PC. And it's much more, I guess, it came across to me like they were much more trying to refocus the company in the direction of Steam.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
And
like why? But yeah.
And I think it's a direct result of having to change their vision from 2 years ago when it was all about, we want to make this one box that runs your living room, and it just fell so flat that they got rid of the CEO stepped down,
right.
They got someone to replace him, and now they're like, our vision's rot, we need something new. So I wanted to talk about, is this a good idea?
Right.
Is them refocusing as, this kind of gaming service that has consoles, PC, tablets, better than PlayStation, who is just, we make PlayStations?
I feel like it's a hard argument to say that one is better or one is worse.
Yeah.
But I feel like switching tactics for Xbox is a strange choice, just given the fact that they and Sony lead the market. Like, giving away that console market pretty much entirely to Sony seems like a strange choice.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're saying we're pulling out of the console market. In fact, they're saying we're bringing more consoles to the market.
Right.
But they're just, it's the messaging isn't clear.
Yeah. So like gamers at the moment are very confused about whether they should buy the latest, the one that they've announced that's coming very soon, the Xbox, or if they should be waiting for Project Scorpio.
Yeah.
Or if they should get a keyboard and mouse to play with their Xbox, because that's going to be a thing now, and then like you can buy the game on Xbox and also play it on PC.
Yeah, so I saw a really funny article, I think it was Polygon, I'm not sure who it was, but they were like, from the takeaways from the Xbox conference were, buy a new Xbox and play these games, or don't, and wait until an even better one comes out, or don't do that either and just play it on your PC. And I think it's
what do they want?
Consumers don't react too well to choice.
No.
This is where the Steam machine fell down, where there was too much choice and no one knew what to buy, so no one bought it.
Yes.
I'm just worried about that.
Yeah, I think that's a real concern.
On the plus side though,
yes.
See, this is where it gets a bit tough. This has been the best-selling generation of consoles ever.
Yes.
and the speed at which they're being picked up. But at the same time, are we going towards the end of consoles, you know, and will everything be played through the cloud? And are Xbox thinking about that?
Yes, I think they probably are, and I think that that will be what happens. I mean, we've talked about this in our previous NX predictions videos as well, but I think that probably is going to be what does happen, but they're getting there in a confusing way because I don't think that the market's ready for that yet. So...
yeah, I mean, I don't think it's hard. I don't think it's either a bad or a good decision. I think it might pay off for them in the long run.
Right.
But it is at the moment a confusing decision.
Yeah. On the other hand, Xbox had some great games.
Yeah.
That they,
sure.
I was the most exciting one for me was probably the Sea of Thieves, the multiplayer pirate
Yeah. I
game.
agree.
I think that was probably the most exciting. Apart from their whole press conference, to be honest, was probably the most impressive looking.
Oh yeah.
Do you think? Like it was just really.
In terms of like the stage show.
Yeah, it was really blingy and everything was super polished and everything went perfectly and it definitely had the most people at it. It was at a massive centre where
It was a good. It was a good show.
It was great, and like even they made a big deal of some Killer Instinct characters that were being added, and even that was impressive at the scale of you know what they put on.
It's I actually really liked the Horizon demo they showed as well.
That was amazing.
First time I've kind of been interested in a Horizon game.
Yeah, it's in Australia.
Yeah.
Cool.
What was interesting as well was for a new racing game trailer, I wasn't impressed with the graphics. And usually when you get racing game trailers, you are all
It's
about
beautiful.
that is shiny.
Yeah.
But this wasn't that at all, and it was all about kind of seemed more about fun, which I appreciated as someone that likes good experiences better than shiny cars. But that was cool. So.
And also design your own controllers. That's
cool.
freaking cool. I'm into that. But wow, you can make some hideous combinations.
Yeah, over 6 billion hideous combinations. No.
I'm sure there's going to be some great stuff. Cool.
Moving on.
Yes.
Let's go to Bethesda because we were also at Bethesda's conference.
Correct.
What did you think?
It was, so Bethesda was the first conference that we went to, and it was really, really cool. And it's, so the Bethesda conference itself was really cool. They managed to make a lot of show out of not that many things that were coming soon. However, it was more impressive than, like, say, EA, who kind of just had sports news.
Bethesda have done this 2 years in a row now where they're like, we're doing a press conference, we don't have a lot to show, but the things we are going to show you, we're going to show you a lot of. So Dishonored stuff, like they really went through quite a considerable amount of gameplay for Dishonored, and it was very cool and it made me very interested in it. The demonstrations were really polished. It had good pacing.
Did have good pacing. Yeah.
Like even though they spent a lot of time on certain games, it didn't feel slow.
It's true, and they came right out of the gate with Quake.
Which was cool.
Was very impressive, and everyone got everyone going wow right from the start. So that was amazing.
But Amy, what was the best part about the Bethesda showcase?
Probably the after party.
The after party was amazing.
So the after party was actually so amazing. They had Blink-182 playing, and a candy bar, and Dippin' Dots, and In-N-Out burgers, and literally you wanted for nothing. Yeah,
just margaritas and little takeaway glasses all night.
It was crazy. They know how to throw a party.
But it was good, and like I feel like that was almost what they did it for. I feel to get everyone, you know, having a good time at the Bethesda thing.
Yeah.
They had meat on a stick, like a whole bone of ham.
Yeah, actually, do you know what was cool was that you saw a lot of the Elder Scrolls card game at the conference, and then that was playable at the after party, and we had a jam on that, and it was actually really cool. It did feel like a bit of a two-lane Hearthstone.
It's very similar
to Hearthstone, but in saying that, it was fun. I didn't dislike it. There was a lot to like about it.
There's nothing wrong.
You need some more time with it, I think, to really see why that's different or what its unique selling point is. But it was a cool looking game and certainly very interesting.
What do you think of the art style?
I liked it. It was fitting. I prefer Blizzard's art.
Yeah, I prefer the funner art. This was very Elder Scrolls.
It's very Elder Scrolls, yeah. That's probably the best way of putting it.
It's very magic as well. I guess it's also that quite kind of more serious art, I guess I'd call it, rather than the cartoony like Hearthstone or Yu-Gi-Oh or something like that.
And I mean, Bethesda's very much still riding the wave of Fallout success.
Right.
So they've got Fallout expansions.
Even Doom
they've got
is big there.
Shelter coming to PC, which is very exciting. Yeah, so but overall a really great conference, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So last but not least, Sony.
Sony.
How was the Sony conference, Amy?
It was pretty awesome. It was an entirely different feeling.
Pretty awesome.
It was pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was probably my favourite.
I think that's an understatement. I think it's been one of the best conferences that I can ever remember.
Yeah, it was pretty fantastic.
And it was relentless. It was just hit after hit after hit after hit.
They do a great job of keeping a secret, and then they do a great job of actually bringing the news at E3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't, like, it was game after game after game after game. There was hardly any dialogue spoken by anyone. It was unrelenting. And I think, like, for E3, where it's about the games, like, they just did a brilliant job of saying that we're all about the games, and those studios are just all firing.
Yeah.
When the PS4 was first announced, there was a lot of first-party Sony studios that were absent.
Right.
Of kind of like, and no one really knew what they were doing. It seems like this year they've been like, all of our first-party studios have amazing games. Here they all are. Look, we've even got Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was crazy. I don't think anyone was expecting it to be as good as it was.
No, I don't think so. And yeah, it was very exciting.
Yeah.
It was very, and like the orchestra with the God of War composer, it was just, I was very excited the entire time. Yeah, it was very cool.
They also had an amazing after party.
They did, with a wall of donuts.
Yeah, a wall of donuts. A literal coat hanger wall of donuts hanging on these.
What was the most exciting thing about Sony for you? For me, it was Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, I thought we could do a whole video deeping, like, bigger into the games that we liked. Not just Sony, the games that we liked at E3 will be coming up, so stay tuned for that.
Cool.
But I really wanted to touch on the donut wall and a cheese wall. They had a cheese wall at this thing as well. The catering at the Sony conference was off the hook.
And a humongous,
literally off the hook.
Literally. Also a big focus on VR. Like, lots of playable VR at the after party, lots of playable VR, and the Sony stand, like, behind closed door stand.
I suppose we knew VR was going to be big this year, but to the extent of how much VR stuff is coming out, I pre-ordered on the night.
I pre-ordered on the night also, so well done.
Yeah, so they did well in that respect, and I see it's the #1 seller on Mighty Ape now as the PlayStation VR, so I think it will be a perfect a purchase, well worth it.
Definitely.
Cool. So what did you guys think of the press conferences? What was your favourite?
Did you watch along? They were on at pretty crazy times in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Be interested to know if any Kiwis did get up, and what was your favourite?
Alright, we'll tune in soon. I don't know, in the next day or two, and we'll have some more E3 thoughts up for you guys. See you all.
See ya!